to as is my tradition, my chat window breaks every time I want to go live. It's still broken. Okay. Alright. Well, my absolute favorite thing about this game is clicking continue after progress from my last session. Let's see how epic the DBZ recount is. We got unplanned. 2 badges, we beat Misty. Oh, we took on Stinker, that's right. Went to Bill's house. I love that it even shows like footage of your movement, and then we took on Misty, Stormy with Bellsprout and won somehow. Ooh. I think it might have been because it was a grass type. And then we heal our Pokemon. And I think, oh, back and forth. And we save the game. Ooh, and we're back. Alright, so I have a target. Like we have beat Misty, so we can go through and fight a Rocket Man. But the other thing, so today I had some friends over. It's a great time. I played some Mario Kart World. I did pretty well, but I'm definitely garbage. Oh my god, first to spawn a level 6 Sandshrew. Oof, do I want to risk doing a scratch? Level 20? No. I should have a lot of Pokeballs. 13. Maybe we have to scratch. Can't trade in this game. Ooh. Okay, we're lucky. Also, my bulky queen. Oh my god, what do I call a female Sandshrew? So far, I felt pretty clever. What's that? Spanish bread. Yeah. Sorry. Mexican bread. And let's see. I'm gonna call this concha. Because of how its thighs look. Just make sure. Yeah, okay, I did the right spelling. Alright, and now we're gonna give Sandshrew, sorry, Conchas, as much experience as possible. I mean, we have some wiggle room. did learn something. I've been playing Fire Red. Kind of like as a scout. And also, because I'm going to complete the Pokedex. So, but completing the Pokedex is tedious, boring, slow. This playthrough, now we have 4 Pokemon. Yeah, after we do Surge, we can have a 5th to take on. Next it'll be Erica. Later, number 4. So, like, that's kind of how I'm going when I go on to Koga after that. I'll have a full team of 6, but I'll keep it going. Like, I can use any of the Pokemon I catch as part of the challenge. Like, here we have some good diversity. Fire type, grass type, Spank, the Mankey, fighting type. And now we got Ponchas, the ground type. We go to Erica. Oh, I don't need to catch anything for Erica because I already have Charlos here. So maybe it's just a random thought. Maybe for Erica, I just take the Eevee. That could be quite clever. Ooh, and for Copa, like I could take the Snorlax. Like sure, a Psychic type would be better for Koga. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Fire Red, I'm doing as a scouting experience really. So I'll have some idea on what I want. You know, between each section. Oh, you give me Dig, I think. So I can always teach Sandshrew the Dig TM. Okay, Ponchas, you cannot take on the Machamp. Trap's a good matchup for this fighting type. Oh, and we got Vine Whip. Let's do Wind. Assuming I have 2 hit. Not really worth doing the growth. It would take more than 1 growth to 1 shot. Alright, so Travius. We are switch training this bad boy. And you are a Psychic type. So we'll do Charlos. Yeah. Well, anyway, so my friends are over. I think on the way out, towards the end of the night, rather. We were talking a little bit about Pokemon. I mentioned this like little run. I showed her the team of 3. Now it's a team of 4. But yeah, we talked about Diglett and then Sandshrew. Like, Sandshrew just feels like the better of the 2. So, that's why, I mean, it's gonna come into the lower level. But also, this is kind of a good thing too. We get to soak up some of the, first, I should pay attention. We're gonna soak up, there's a lot of trainers between here and Lieutenant Surge actually. I don't have to beat them all, but part of me is doing it like, I don't know, it just feels right to beat all the trainers in my brain. And we're doing such a different experience here too, in the sense that I'm gonna get less Pokemon, And I'm not really fighting the wild Pokemon. Alright, already at 8. That's too bad, kid. I know there's like random items in this path. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that significant in the underground path. I didn't find anything. I didn't look very hard though. I think there is something up here. Maybe not. Such a good name. This name won't make any sense when it evolves to Sand Slash, but we'll just embrace it. Get trapped. I don't think that'll protect you from this finally. I was wrong. Squirrel, you are such a beast defensively. Conversation. You're a child, calm down. So spank the lanky. Yeah. That Pikachu has the defense of a sheet of notebook paper. Get shot. Static. Let's find out, buddy. Other than that, got a bottle for you. Pretty good. You actually bothered to evolve your bug. Nice. All the trainers on this route didn't. Level 16 Weedles. 2 status Pokemon now. That's fine. Okay, now we're also confused. Cool. We got like a 25% chance of success. No success. 25% of the time it works every time. The strat was so busted back in this generation. This confusion's like a 50% chance to hit yourself. That's a lot of defense, Butterfree. Special, I guess, but still confused. Sand attack. It is a ground move, but no damage yet. We'll probably this way for teaching Sandshrew dig. We'll see what happens. Since we're almost to the Pokemon Center, I feel like we don't need to bother with the healing, but I might immediately be wrong. Charles. I don't know if he got this in the tank. My confidence is waning even further. Okay, one shot. Last one's Pidgey. Charles can no longer take it down. Surely Mankey could do this. Let's not throw Weeping Bell into the fray with Bird. This might be even less advisable. Oh, nice crit spank. That's good. Oh, I did not conscious how. Okay. Let's see. Level 2. 2 accuracy drops. You could miss any time now, Eradicate. There's a miss. Yeah, might guarantee you. Okay. Good job, Pontius. Few things we can do here. This is an important item. In some sense, I was worried about squandering my matches, so that's like part of why I've done every trainer battle. So really, the battles are not a limited resource, so I could just use the Versus Seeker. I don't have to worry about getting 100% completion of all the trainers. Why change now? Let's also, I know the other thing I can do right now is come here and get a little quick bike voucher. Hello, Mr. Goose. I'm playing an old game. With my unplanned stream. Okay. The beginning of this game, I will say, has been kind of rough. You can move around the map so much faster in new Pokemon games. But we got the running shoes after Brock, which is a godsend. I can move at this speed instead of that speed, going all the way through Viridian Forest and Brock without running. Oh my god, awful. But yes, now we can go get the bike. And this time, I'm also playing Fire Red off stream to have a better idea of what I'm doing for these streams. And it is so much fun. Like this game is really good. The beginning just feels so dated with your slow movement speed and all that. But here we go. Now the game is really a bit better. Alright, just come in here. And I hit the register. And then we can, for old time's sake, we can hear Oak say, "Oh, this isn't the time to use that." Imagine if they had voice acting all the way back when this game came out. Anyway, oh, so much better. Okay, but yes, the scouting I kind of did. Just I got two things that don't matter. Oh, you got Baldur's Gate on the other screen. So this run of Pokemon, I started with Charmander. I'm playing Leaf Green. It's a little funny. Leaf Green has Venusaur on the cover, but I picked Charmander, so the rival picked Bulbasaur, or not Bulbasaur, Squirtle, to beat my Charmander, which means Bulbasaur, the eventual Venusaur, is stuck at Oak's lab for the entire duration of my Leaf Green experience. Suck it, Bulb. And then the other rule is I'm just catching one Pokemon before each gym, because I wanted this to be a run where I kind of like highlight some resource that the game's has available to help you overcome the next challenge. So first one I caught was the Mankey, and then the second one I caught was a Bellsprout that evolved into Weepinbell to beat Misty, and now I caught a Sandshrew to take on Lieutenant Surge. I am so excited to hear about your Cazador experience, though. We'll have to talk about it when you get through the whole palace. Yeah, so yes, now we have the bike. And I got the bike now before doing the SSN, because there's no, well, there's other reasons to come back to Celadon, because I'll have to progress, but I'm gonna get Flash, because I don't have Rock Tunnel memorized. And that means I have to go through Diglett's cave. Alright. Alright, I'm not really grinding. This game is such a good experience. Just like I was doing Scarlet, I haven't finished that yet either, but not grinding and keeping under the level caps, like, I mean, for an old game like this, it's incredible, because this game is slow. But not fighting all the wild Pokemon speeds it up so much. Like, I think every stream I've done has been around the hour mark. And that's just to get to like the next gym leader. And I think in every case I'll end up, you know, raising a new Pokemon as part of that experience too. We're up to 12. Man, I love that section of the Baldur's Gate 3. Big crit. Oh, Icicle Spear. You have Icicle Spear? That's crazy. And 4 hits. Oh no, 3 hits. Oh, I'm so good at counting. We'll go with Mankey this time. Tentacle's got poison secondary typing, which also resists fighting. Oh, nice. Oh my god. Mankey, you have so much attack. So much for them. Oh, we might not be able to switch with Constrict. Oh, okay. Let's right back to hopefully you don't have 3 Pokemon. cannot fight shoulder with this guy. You beat a battle. I assume you're talking about Baldur's Gate. These shoulder are somewhat inconsequential. That is an accurate statement, sir. Like, for better or worse, everything in the game has weight. And yeah, I think I had a habit of, like, I like saved every letter in that game that has no value or like lore need really, but I did it anyway. So I was always carrying around just like boatloads of envelopes, and the camp was a, oh my god, that chest was a disorganized mess. Yeah, but yes, that's important. You gotta go through the game like a disgusting hoarder, and then you're just collecting items to sell, but you only have so much space for stuff. That's one advantage to strong characters: more loot. Oh my goodness, you sold magic scrolls. What if you need those later? I'm kidding. Although I did actually end up using quite a few of the scrolls the game gives you. It's like really nice just having some of those resources available in the game. I think we talked about that. I played the wizard. Well, I played my wizard, not good old, what's his name, greatest student of all time. But yeah, because you have limited magic slots, like just having like some high level scrolls as a backup was kind of nice. Yeah, that's a game. I love that game a lot. I don't know if I could handle replaying it though. Like, it is really an overwhelming experience. Kind of in all the best ways, but yes, I do want to change Pokemon. Haste is probably like the best skill or spell. I forget what it was, but just having more turns in a turn-based game is an unbelievable advantage. I'm glad you pulled Asterion out of the camp. Like, I liked his story the best in the game. Like, I think the Asterion story quests are pretty rewarding. And he's like such a weirdo. Great dialogue. No, I want focus energy. Let's look and see. This is a game where focus energy works. Fun fact, in Generation 1, like, I mean, this is Generation 1, but this is Generation 1 in Generation 3's engine. So, when you used focus energy in the original Red and Blue, it turned your critical hit rate to like 0. I don't think it was 0, but your crit rate in the first games was based on your speed, and when you used focus energy, you would no longer get like any crits. I think we could get rid of Lear. We might have a high crit primate later in this run. And soon Conchas will be able to do some knockouts on its own. Not against these water types though. And also admiring just how good this game looks on modern hardware. Like, I don't know if they did a lot to help it, but like a lot of classic games, when you load it up on a big screen, that doesn't usually hold up. This has been pretty good. Like the art's, I mean, classic, but like the art's just also objectively good, and there's enough pixels that it looks detailed. I thought it was pretty clever with this Concha's nickname. That's a type of Mexican sweetbread, and his back sprite looks just like a bread. Like, oh my god. Oh yeah, I should get the hell out. Oh yes, yeah, also yeah, spank my Mankey. I am a small child, and I'm poisoned. Ooh, fun. I named the rival Stinker, so you can look forward to that. I've heard there's only like 2 or 3 things really that they've done to kind of update this game. I mean, I'm sure they did a lot more, but like there's like 3 obvious things. They do have a basic like sensor thing, so if I wanted to name one of these guys fuck wouldn't be okay. And then I think in the post game there's a few roaming legendary Pokemon, some of which have the move Roar. On the original release of this game, if you were roared by a roaming Pokemon, the roaming Pokemon was gone forever. They fixed that for this release. And you get 1 extra little bonus when you beat the Elite Four. The game doesn't tell you. They give you 2 like tickets, I think, is one of them is like the Eon ticket. I forgot what the other one was, but it gives you access to some limited time mythical Pokemon that were never distributed outside of Japan on the original release of these games. thing I'm enjoying most from a streaming perspective is just having a simple challenge where I don't do a bunch of tedious stuff. Like, this is such a good experience because I'm just doing some battles. I'm gonna go beat up Lieutenant Surge later. And 0 grinding and 0 trying to complete a Pokedex. You too can have mythical Japanese only Pokemon. And all you have to do is pay $20 for this game. Another kind of, I'm going to call it a funny thing, since Tentacool is part poison type, if I had any ground type attacks in Conchas here, I think I could probably one-shot Tentacool. So I don't think water resists ground, but ground is weak to water. Goodness, Tentacool. You have so much defense. Or maybe this is special defense. In modern Pokemon, different moves hit physical or special. Back in Generation 3, types all did physical or special. I'm pretty sure grass was all special. I like your asterisks. Rock type or a pain to keep it. You are correct, yes. Also, many rock types were burdened with ground as a secondary type to make them extra frail to a bubble. It does feel kind of funny that I'm just leveling up this ground type Pokemon on exclusive water types right now. I'm slowly coming up to a little problem trap here. It's getting pretty close to the level 24 level cap. I think you're right. Ghost is supposed to be strong against Psychic, but they messed it up. It's definitely fixed in this game. Like, by some people's opinion, so this is Leaf Green, Fire Red. These are remakes of Gen 1 that were done after Ruby and Sapphire, I think before they released Emerald. Like, Fire Red and Leaf Green, for many people, are like the best games Game Freak ever made. which I think has some merit. I think Emerald was the best, but it's kind of tough because then Platinum, like the story is worse at Platinum, which is not saying a lot. Pokemon's games don't typically have the deepest of stories, but like Platinum, like the mechanics and stuff are a bit more fleshed out in that one, and it greatly improved over Diamond and Pearl, which they're kind of bad actually. It's a little weird. They did some remakes on the Switch a few years ago. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Close mimic of the idea here. Leaf Green, Fire Red. But they didn't like fix any of the problems from Diamond and Pearl on the Switch remakes. So those are like some of the worst games that have been made. And it's kind of because Diamond and Pearl had a lot of problems in the design. Like Platinum fixed most of the problems, so it's surprising they didn't do the better edition Platinum, or they could have made Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl have some of the improvements they did for Platinum as part of the design. It's a lot of words to get distracted about this fisherman. One of my friends, Eric, he was at the wedding. Eric went to like elementary school, lots of stuff. He recently got a kind of one of those, like, it's not a Game Boy knockoff, it's a little handheld, and it has access to a number of old Pokemon games. And he just like asked me that question, like, oh, which ones are like the good Pokemon games that I probably missed out on? I got him going, I think, on Emerald. You can now sit here and appreciate that my Charmeleon is named Charlos. One Punch Man. That's pretty clever. Yeah. This is one of the other reasons I bought both games. I can trade. So if I get the trade evolution in this game, we can actually use the final evolution. But I mean, that's an interesting idea. Like, Machamp is a good Pokemon. I have used one, and I don't have any real competitive teams because I've never competed. But I did make some teams, just like the novelty of like putting together ideas. So I've got a Machamp that was meant to be kind of like a Pokemon I could whip out and like play against friends with. One kind of drawback on the modern Pokemon games, though, if you have a move that you've transferred from an older game that's not valid today, it just disappears when you transfer it into like the newer game. Now there is an interesting thing. I think it's this month actually. We should be getting Pokemon Champions, which is purely a competitive game. It connects to home, so you can use your Pokemon and play against friends. I wonder what the rules. Yeah, I wonder how they'll do the ruling with champions. Can I use old moves that are no longer legal? Maybe they'll have like different options, and you can kind of have, you know, like no rules, or enforce like specific generation rules like that. To me, that would probably be best. Therefore, they probably won't do it that way. Yeah, you got an idea right there, buddy. Mexican themed and a French themed. The French theme one would be so fun. I could give them names that are fun to enunciate. One punch, so that's a good point. Did you know Machamp? I don't think Machamp has access to any one-hit KO moves in a modern game, but in Generation 1 and Generation 1 only, you could get Fissure on Machamp. Dang, Rowleth, you got defense. So yeah, my Machamp say Fissure Machamp. That would be pretty busted. I see why they don't allow it right now. Machamp has a hidden ability in the new games, which is called No Guard. And the ability No Guard has one very important effect. It means that when Machamp's on the field, accuracy of moves is irrelevant, both positively and negatively. So if your opponent has a one-hit KO move, they will always hit Machamp. But Machamp has a one-hit KO move, so that Machamp, if you could have No Guard, would have a 100% accurate Fissure. I think I transferred like 6 different Machamps from the Generation 1 game, hoping that the hidden ability would be a possibility. But they knew what they were doing. Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think there is a way in any game legitimately to make a 100% accurate one-hit KO move. Well, I mean, aside from just knocking out a Pokemon by doing a lot of damage. This Sandshrew has like no attack, like it's high enough level that it could do something, but it still hasn't learned any functional move. Technically this is fine, but it is a learning thing. Oh my god, and Growlithe's got a rumor here. You can have sand attacks. My goodness. Two things. I thought ground resisted fire. Apparently not. I'm just gonna be doing tricks on me. Here, get poisoned. You like that? Yeah, miss an ember. You get hit by some vines and take 1 damage. It might be as high as 3. Let's find out. Ooh, that's actually probably like 10. Bro is feeling like a raid boss. Yeah, Weeping Well's defensive beast. Took an ember from a Brawlith like a champ. I don't know why that was so challenging, but hey, we won. And another fun fact. This room right here did not exist in Red and Blue. And a lot of people played this version of the game, so they remember the SSN as having a place where you could go to get healed. And in Generation 1, that was not true. This old man's accurate though. We are an insolent pup for barging into his room without knocking. Really disrespectful that they just let 10-year-olds go and get up into people's business. This middle room's... Oh, it's got pack, okay. Should have paid attention. Poison Sting. Level 17 you learn Poison Sting. Are shrews even known to be poisonous? I don't know why this is a tangent I'm going down, but as a matter of fact, notably the northern short-tailed shrew are, they're venomous. They produce toxic saliva, which they use to paralyze or kill small prey. Maybe that's a smart reference. It still sucks though. I mean, this is probably what I would do. I'd be like, you know, it's like, we're gonna make this cool looking Pokemon. It's a shrew. Shrews are cool. And now, here you go. You're level 17, and you got fuck all for a moveset. Good luck, buddy. Scratch, Defense Curl. I mean, Sand Attack is pretty good early game. And then Poison Sting. A move with no merit. I mean, I think it does have a relatively high chance to poison, but 15 power, like that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah. So that's something I would do. I would give people the worst tools and be like, hey, good luck, buddy. I did have, I mean, I call it an idea. I'd love to try and like make a Pokemon ROM hack. And then I could execute on all of my worst conceived ideas. The prevailing one I got going on in this little partially functional brain is that we could do 3 normal type starters, and you know what? Like part of me wants them all to be kind of like equally mediocre. The main goal, I feel like this is a game about catching Pokemon. I don't want you to want to use your starter Pokemon. That's crazy. You should like want to catch new Pokemon. Your starter Pokemon shouldn't be one of the best Pokemon in the game. Game Freak is just, they just don't have the drive and the confidence to execute my terrible vision. What if I took out all the, well, I don't know if I'd want to take out all the non-normal Pokemon, but you know, I'd try and like structure it a bit more like an RPG, where as you progress in the game, you need bigger, better tools to defeat the enemies. So, like I feel there's a lot of opportunities to make Pokemon feel challenging in like a good way. So, like one thought though is people sometimes think about the 3 starter choices as being like easy mode, normal mode, hard mode. You know, and in some games it's kind of true. I think in Red and Blue it's kind of true, where Charmander's hard mode because you had to find a way to overcome Brock, and aside from your starter, there's nothing good before Brock. You know, but ever since then, I think every starter is equally viable. You know, I think they had some of those ideas at the very beginning. Like, yeah, okay, you got Bulbasaur, which is good against Brock and Misty. You got Squirtle, good against Brock, neutral against Misty, weak to Surge, right? But by the time you get to Surge, you've encountered 30 different types of Pokemon. Yeah, one of the things I like to do when I casually go through any Pokemon game is I'll like put the starter in a box pretty quick. Really, it's like, oh, you guys just want me to have the new special fire fighting bestie buddy. It's like, no, I'm gonna let me see what other Pokemon you guys came up with. Okay, I'm gonna give Conchas a chance to take on a small bird. He's got oh, keen eye. Let's see how much does. Okay, yeah, his defense is holding up. Maybe I can get a poison with my venomous shrew. We got a poison. He's gonna get his first KO. Ooh, crit's not looking too good. Well, surely it won't get a bunch more crits. We can make one win. Look at that. He gets his first full experience. I do think they could come up with better ideas than I have. It's like my thought about like easy, normal, hard. I would make it unbalanced. For hard mode, they could have like one of the starters could be a normal type that just flat out doesn't evolve. It's mediocre from the start, never gets better. And then you could have one that has a single evolution, where it's gonna get a little better. Maybe able to get further in the game with it. And a third one with 2 evolutions. They do have far more time, you know, like, so I can think of that as an idea. And it, you know, objectively, I think it is a bad idea to like just not have, you know, having them be weak to each other is a good tool for Pokemon, because that teaches the rare audience member that's playing Pokemon for the first time about type matchups. You know, that's valuable. If all of them are normal, they learn that later in the game. That's not necessarily a problem. Like the other thought I have is maybe it shouldn't always be grass, water, fire. We could have a completely different trio of types, right? Like that's something else I'd like to see in a Pokemon game. People do like randomizers and you have like a random Pokemon. But like that doesn't feel as fleshed out either. I like that they're usually intentional. So even though the thought is, yes, let's do what we did at the very beginning and just, yeah, make them different animals this time. But I'm okay with that. And here's a third fun fact, or maybe fourth fun fact of the video. In this game, all of these trash cans have a berry in them. So I can give my Pokemon trash berries. You got that's the ROM hack mentality there. I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen there's like a fan game where they added too many types. That's pretty funny. It was playing this in advance on Fire Red it feels so good because I know where the map like doors lead, so I can go all the wrong directions before I go the right direction. Okay, yeah, you can Mr. Small Ant has a pretty good video on that. I think it's based on this game, actually. Or rather, this generation, the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. So you have, but I can't remember. I don't think they did any like customization of the Pokemon really. I think they just were like, oh, Machop, he's got arms, he can be punch type. Yeah, I think it's like little ideas like that. So, but yeah, because like you could have a critique. I think perhaps even a very valid critique of Pokemon. There's a lot of types. It's in the latest games. I think it's 18. That's a lot of combinations to like keep up with mentally. But the illogical conclusion is like, why not have 100 types? 200? 300? That's a funny idea. There's another one. It's Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I remember the name of that one at least. Where it's kind of like a base Pokemon game, but you can merge Pokemon to make new combos that are stronger. And that one's purely based on, there's like a website where you could do that. That came out ages ago. And we just learned that fighting does not resist fighting, so get chopped in the chop. I could probably do some fan games on stream in the future too. I have done, of course you have to get an emulator for that, but I think a lot of that stuff's easy to figure out in 2026. Some of them I don't think I would want to play really, but if it's like a good fan game, like I'd be pretty down to try that. I guess a secondary point to that is it'd probably be better to play some that I haven't seen a video on. I guess that's a problem. You don't exactly have Pokemon fan games advertised on the internet. So most of the ones I know about I've seen on video. He's gonna do a little jig. I have a feeling I won't like Power World. I mean, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Might be even a good thing, because I could do a single stream and we could just talk about all the weird things about it. I think the funniest thing about Palworld is it's basically just the 100th version of Satisfactory. I mean, I don't think there's any like factory aspects, but you know, it's like Fortnite 100. There we go. You got base building, you got things. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it is unique. I haven't seen that much about it either, so we got that going. I won't have any novel things to add about Palworld. Fortnite 72. Now we added other stuff. Like I've of course seen a number of like the art comparisons where they show something from Palworld and something from Pokemon. Like everyone that cares has already seen all of them and all the Pokemon that they're potentially based on. I'm sure I would notice some of those jarring overlaps for sure. The footage I've seen of the game, it is actually quite a pretty world. I think Mr. Let's Game It Out had a video on that. And he did kind of what I would do. Well, I mean, he didn't do what I would do because that guy's insane. Maybe I am too, but what he did was like one singular video just to like have something that's his experience of the game. I think that's kind of good. I think it's a kind of great way to go about it, because like I know I probably don't want to play the whole game, but I could just do a little stream and experience it. I wonder, I know they're being sued by Nintendo. I wonder if the game's cheap as a result. I mean, you know, Let's Game It Out usually is like that. It is quite late over there. Alright. You may miss me beating Lieutenant Surge, but don't worry. Lieutenant Surge is a trash man with a trash puzzle. Literally. So you already know what happens. I know you're heading out the other secret, because my Sandshrew is still useless to me, but we do have the dig TM in here. So literal trash man will go down to 3 digs. That's what you're gonna see tomorrow in the stream. Have a good night, friend. It was nice to chat at the screen and do some Pokemon things. Bye. It's crazy that they gave water types fire or water sport. They already resist fire. First turn blizzard. meant to be. Spank here. These growths have been relatively tough. Oh, okay, well, crit. That probably mattered. Speed. This is important. I'm starting to remember to save. If something goes poorly, now I'm right before the rival fight. Okay. Sand attack match, sand attack. Oh my god, that's cocky. I keep forgetting. Let's try and poison it. Can you be poisoned? You can do one more. You can't do one more. That's crazy. Like 5 of them hit. Makes up for my bad luck earlier. gonna be Squirtle. Wartorn. I want the experience. Still got Trap. That's pretty strong. This should be a 2-shot. This might be a 2-shot. Oh, this will not be a 2-shot. Trap is at the level cap for Surge, but we couldn't lose. There are no more fights before Surge. Oh, there's 3 people in the gym. Powder is definitely more useful to growth. I wonder if acid is special or... I mean, poison. Is poison special? This lowers defense. Acid's not very good. Neither is Vine Whip. I'll keep poison powder. For the chance to poison rather than to lower defense. Whoever probably has a psychic move. Very threatening. Fire is special for sure. Scratch and Metal Fall will be physical. It's just a Metal Fall. Probably have on smoke screen. I think Spank's gonna outspeed Cadabra though. This might be way too much confidence, but will it scratch? Oh no. Do we survive? Oh, Spank. What the hero. What is the last Pokemon? Eradicate. Oh no, I have quick attack. Okay, well, we got Trap. Animation's top tier. Slasher's learn set is tragic. Slash at 23. Sand 2 at 45. First of all, let's see. Cut. Sand shrew is not that good, apparently. Spiffy. We'll get rid. Let's scratch for cut. The cute animation. Alright, we're gonna teach dig also. I think we'll keep defense for now. Oh yeah, let's get rid of poison sting. Utterly useless. Hey, these are like color coded to the type. I think that's what I saw anyway. Alright. We got our sand shrew prepped for the types of battles we're about to have. Well, I do note in Generation 1, Dig was 100 base power. Okay, now we have, much like the Star Trek The Ocean picture, we have the ship panning away for an enormously long time, dramatically. Farewell, SSN. Alright, time to take on the Trash Man. So, picking Sand Shrew seems like a bad choice, I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like Diglett actually learns ground moves. Now I had to use a TM to make the Sand Shrew viable for this. And that is content that's interesting, at least. Maybe one defense girl. Reach is a pretty good move. Oh my goodness, singing slash. What great timing. So there was a reason to catch it also. Sand slash has many better words in it. Nope. And it learns Sand Dune even later. Heal. So then we'll use paralyze heal and potions. We did catch Sentry at level 6. It is kind of crazy how much experience we got before Surge. Alright, now I gotta see if I wasted my time doing the puzzle. I think it stays solved. But I wanted to just see. Does okay. So we'll save. Let's roll out. feed the Sand Slash on probably at least 2 of the Pokemon world tournaments. Almost guaranteed to be one. I think we're gonna outspeed the Pikachu. Let's go for another defense curl. That's scary. Let's just hope the dig connects. I'm gonna do another double team Pikachu. Yeah, we would. Our chance to hit is still pretty high. The crit's absolutely unnecessary. Here, Raichu, he'll probably maybe decent damage. Oh, this one shot. It's got double team too. One double team is probably not enough though. Oh my god. He's got trash, 3 double teams. I'm gonna miss again. Thank goodness. Alright. That static is relevant. Double doesn't make you all that. Not that close. So I do know there is another problem. Let me check the level cap. Okay, Erica's level cap is 29. I mean, this is it for the stream. It's past midnight here, so thanks for watching, guys. Next time will be Erica, or next time will be Scarlet. We'll see what I do next. One of the two, but I will go. Yeah, so I'm just trying to stay one step ahead and fire red. Advance to Erica in that game. Kind of like think about what Pokemon to catch for that. So I don't really need anything specifically since I have Charlos. That should be sufficient. So really, like I need to catch a Pokemon to collect experience for the team, but also like the other reason is that Pokemon is going to help us get to 10 Pokedex entries so we can get Flash for the Dark Cave. So those are my thoughts, but it was a good victory against Surge at least. He was a trash man as expected. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.